Hi guys, this is Dr. Farjana. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Like always, it's such an honor to connect with you. Today, I want to share a simple strategy that you can use to align yourself in the morning. To really align yourself in the morning. So before you just go out and about and do your thing, how can you realign yourself? How can you conquer the day, basically? Okay? So number one, remind yourself. Every morning, the goal is to get your brain in a coherent state. To get your brain in a coherent state. That's the goal, right? Basically, when I say coherent, I mean you are regulated, right? You are not in stress mode. You are not in rush mode. You are not in, what do I have to do today, right? What do I have to do today? It's, hey, breathing in, breathing out, staying regulated. You're not in rush mode. You're not in stress mode, right? You're relaxed and you're going about your day. So the first step is realizing that, hey, every morning I want to wake up and start my day in a coherent state. In a coherent state. Regulated state. In a regulated state versus a dysregulated state. Next strategy that I want you to use, that I'm highly recommending, is this. Make a decision, make a conscious decision that, hey, I'm not going to no longer accept those negative thoughts that just are, that are basically on autopilot when I wake up. I'm going to no longer accept it. I'm no longer going to pay attention to it. I'm no longer going to believe it anymore. I'm not, absolutely not. So when those negative thoughts come about who did what to me, or just some pain from the past, or when you're going to say this, so when I start ruminating about what's wrong or the lack, or I can't do, all those negative belief systems that come back, or those negative events and memories come back. Remind yourself, I'm no longer going to accept it. I'm no longer going to pay attention to it. I'm no longer going to believe it. I'm no longer going to just be reactive to it anymore. I'm not. Right? Third strategy, I want you to ask yourself this question. You know what you're not going to do, but what thoughts will you consciously actually focus on? Right? What positive thoughts are you going to focus on? Maybe you're going to take out your gratitude list and look at it. Right? Or have like those 5 things that you're really grateful for. And then you're like, okay, this. What thoughts are you going to actually focus on? Joy, love, great health, abundance. So what thoughts are you going to focus on? And really consciously deciding on that. Next, stop and ask yourself, wait a second. What will an amazing day look like today? What will powerfulness look like today? So when you wake up, ask yourself this. What will that look like today in my life? Powerfulness. Greatness. What will it look like? What will joy look like today? And that's how you want to go about your day. You're not just going about your day like, oh, I have to go to work. That's, again, not being in a coherent state, right? Next, another way to trick your mind, because remember, your mind believes whatever you tell it. So another way to trick your mind is pretend like you're already living in that abundant state, right? In that state of just vacation all the time, right? Just picture that. And then your body is going to start believing it and creating those circumstances for you more and more, because it's believing that it's already living in that state. And lastly, I want you to ask yourself, what are my current shackles? Like what is holding you back right now? Is it your relationship with somebody and how you guys aren't getting along? Is it a relationship with your in-laws and how you guys aren't getting along? Is it your commute? Is it your lack thinking like, oh, I'm not married yet, or whatever you're thinking. I'm not successful enough yet. And make a declaration of independence of like, hey, I'm not going to let this control me anymore. Again, I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to pay attention to it. I'm not going to surrender to it. I'm not going to allow myself to believe in it anymore. I'm not going to live in this state anymore. Okay. So again, how to align yourself in the morning. How do you do this? Remember, the goal is not to just go about reactive to life and waking up to like, oh, whatever happens, happens. No, it's to be in a coherent state. You have to make that decision. You personally, as a human being who loves yourself, right, you have to make that decision like, hey, I am going to be in a coherent state. I am going to decide on that. I'm not going to let my unconscious thoughts, right, and my body's autopilot state to control how I'm going to be. The consciousness is going to decide that I'm going to be in a coherent state, regardless of what's going around me, regardless of who does what in my family or in my friend circle or outside on the street as I'm, commuting or whatever, shopping. I will decide to be coherent, right? I will no longer accept those negative thoughts. I will actually decide what thoughts I do want to think about. I will decide what powerfulness and greatness will look like in my life today. And you're going to do that every day when you wake up, right? You're going to pretend like you're living in an abundant state where you've already accomplished all your dreams. And that's how you want you to wake up and think. And your body, remember I told you, your mind believes whatever you tell it. And lastly, clearly identify what are your current shackles. Like who's holding you back right now? Whose actions are bothering you, right? Just really, really hone in on that. And then say to yourself, I'm making that declaration of independence. Sorry, I'm no longer letting you control how I'm going to be in my life or in my day. Whatever, circumstance it may be or person it may be. All right, guys, I hope this helps. Again, what's the goal? Coherent state. That's the goal every morning. I don't know what you need to do to get there. Get there. Be it exercise, completing this list and setting, rewiring your brain, your mind with this, what I just shared. Be it meditation, or it could be a combination, prayer. Get there and then go start your day. All right, guys, take care of yourself.